Mm, nice. Maybe the collar works best. Pop my collar, popping my collar. Ever since I can remember, I've been breaking these. Better put my money in Tim, what's good, man? How are you, my friend? My friend. I got one guy, one like. That's 100% like attendance. Maybe that will happen the entirety of the day. What's good, Tim? We cleaning up today, man. We're straightening up the shop. We might even build some stuff in the name of organization. Because there's a couple of things that I gotta work out over here. And because I'm getting, shops grow. Oh man, that snow has got to be bumming all of y'all out right now. It's got to be driving you insane. The cold is keeping me from making one step further on the job that I'm doing right now, and I can't do it because of this temperature, and my concrete won't set if I do it, and it is bumming me out too, man. So part of why I'm down here this morning is to straighten up the shop so it can feel like a better place to be since I'm forced to be in it right now. Um, and then that'll make life better. And then I'm gonna make a knife. I think today is a good day to make a knife. Um, and there's a couple of different things I haven't done before that I want to do now. Not like I've done a bunch of different style knives, but I think I want to do a partial tang knife where I've got sort of a solid handle, um, whereas these are nice and beefy and cool. Um, I do like the idea of not having tang visible, just the uninterrupted wood. You know what I mean? Oh, it feels like, oh man, coldness is is unacceptable. I can really like I don't nobody loves uncomfortable, but I've got a lot more tolerance for heat than I do for cold. Oh man, I keep turning my TV on and off. Mm-mm-mm. Let's say, let me say. Feels like you should hibernate, dude. I do. Like I'm down here in the shop. Fortunately for me, my shop stays uh, pretty stable temperature wise. I mean, the worst I have to do is what I'm doing right now, which is 2 layers of long sleeves, and like there's never going to be steam coming out of my mouth down here or anything like that. It might get 65 down here or something. But man, that sounds like that's a tough one, man. I want to make some rifle handles. Too cold in my shop. Oh, that's a like people. That's a really slept on thing. Because in Georgia, right, it's only legit cold. Like cold, like you can be outside in regular clothes 8 months out of the year, maybe nine, right? So you know, you got one winter jacket or something like that if you live here. If you got two, it's just because you barely wore it last year and you bought a new one this year. Um, but yeah, it's a thing. That cold is no fun when you can't get stuff done with it. You know what I mean? Hey, John Perrin, what's going on? Salute, my guy. Salute. We were just talking about this cold. John Perrin is a boxing enthusiast, man. John is also in the trades, if I'm not mistaken. So you're in the right place, John Perrin. Right now, I'm gonna, as I am though, as I'm figuring out and cleaning the shop, here's what I want to think about a little bit. In my brain, here are a couple of things that I want to do. I've had great success with these two. And when I say success, I mean, oh my God, I be dropping stuff on this floor and it drives me crazy. I moved my mat, right? Because I moved my desk. And part of what's going on right now is literally happening before your eyes because I got too much crap on my desktop. All these top surfaces just accumulate stuff all the time. So I end up with just junk everywhere. And I got to do better by organizing even the small things. You get the big things put away and you feel good, but the small things are where the clutter comes from. So, what I was saying is, while I'm thinking about that, I have this. I had a whole set of these that came with that carving set that I got. That carving set that came with this knife and stuff like that. And it's a good set. It's a good set. It's not a great set. It's not a fantastic set. It's not world class, but it's good. It will get you started and get you going. But it also came with these. These are super convenient. Immediately, these two I used all the time. So I pulled the blade, I knocked this off, I got rid of this, and then I made long handles for them. So, so when I'm doing stuff, right, I can, which is just leagues better than this, right? I don't know if you know about dragging things, but the further out, the more control and the smoother, the cleaner, the right, the lines. I made this side flat, right? Just dead flat on purpose because this I knew I was going to be cutting with this and it's round everywhere else, but it's flat on the top. And I just passing that info along to you. But this is a good scoring knife, but it's also sharp enough to be a good little chisel. Same for this one. I didn't do the flat on the top of this one because I just didn't need it. I'm never going to be pulling it like that. Uh, I also rounded the back of it just to give it a little bit in case I need to tap it as a actual chisel. But because it's long, I can pull back like that. I can ride on my thumb and I can do good work that way. Much more precise than I could do this way or that I could do this way, right? Because I can get all the way back here. This just feels so much better. Anyway, just a little info if you were or were not interested. I don't know. Joe Mama in the building. What's up, Joe? Another boxing enthusiast. I appreciate you. Damn, what's good? Joan, how you doing? Thanks for showing up. I keep calling Tim out like he just got here. He was first to show up. But so this is what I'm thinking about. I'm gonna make another knife. I'm gonna make another one of these, but I think I'm gonna make this one uh, a bigger scoring edge on the tip, and I'm gonna take this one apart and make another something like this, so I can have an even finer edge, and I might make an even narrower chisel head or a different one. I might just make it from scratch though. So that's the ambition of the day. once I get my life together a little bit over here on this side of things. I got a couple of pieces kind of pre-glued that could make some good handle stock. And then I got all this dope stuff right here. This is a Clario Black Walnut. Now, I don't know if I'm reading that good. I rubbed some of it off on accident. But I've got that. I got the Sapele, which is just amazing. Look at the finish on that. I got this cool stuff. This is a dyed cedar, I believe. I've got that dyed maple. And just so you know what I'm talking about, this stuff, it doesn't look like this, but it looks like that. It looks like that when it's got a finish on it. That's going to be worth some effort. I've got this laze wood. Look at that grain and that stuff. It's crazy. I've got this. What does that say? Madrone. I think that's what that says. But it's already knife handle size. Crazy. And I'm also thinking about a mallet. Hadn't made a mallet in a while, but I don't have, I got 100 mallets here already. Maybe a giveaway is in order. I got that bad boy that we made out of the Paduke handle. So these are the things I want to be thinking about. Maybe make another sheathed wooden handle knife. Maybe. Because I really do love this. And it's going away in the next couple of days. Sending that off to its proper owner. But I want to make sure I get it nice and sealed. I seal this thing twice a day till it's soaked in. Then I'll put the finish on it, give it some shine and some sheen. But yeah, so I want to think about what out of those things we do next. And I like for my chat to have a say if y'all got some interest in it. Always have some cool. What's a manzanita? Oh, it must be a type of wood. Nice pieces, Wes, says Joe Mama. Appreciate you, Joe. Igor, how you doing? Grim Reefer, I love your name, bro. Can cause you to be allergic to it. Yeah, there's a couple of woods that are that way. What I opt to do most times is just make sure I try to treat them like if it's not something that's very common, I treat them like they're going to be toxic to me, and then I just mask up. These, I've got a small head. I don't know if you know that about me, but these seem to work really well. They're a little bit odd in that these go over your ears right here, and the way this comes back, it's like low, right? It's not up here where you would imagine. It's low, almost behind your neck or behind your ears. So, but that's not insanely uncomfortable. It's just a little weird at first. And then let me get to pull tight. But they got these little respirators, right? And then they've got these interchangeable. You can swap out the filters. And I think these are HEPA rated. Same as the Madrone. Oh, okay. Tanzania's purple red and the grains are swirling. That's amazing. That was probably amazing. Is that by RZ? I am not sure, Tim. What I did was when I went online, I got them off of Amazon, but when I went looking for them, there was a pack of these of 6, and they were in various colors. And each one of these out of the pack of six had like five filters that came with it. So because if you're watching me, you know occasionally I'll coordinate my colors, right? Mm. And that works great for that. You know what I mean? If you're, it doesn't matter if you're not trying to be on camera, but if you are, they've got that. And if you're not, you know, of course they got where you can get them in all one color. But I would just look on Amazon. If they look like that, it's probably the same company or just a clone, or somebody's making them in China somewhere, and then everybody is buying them up and selling them off with their own branding on it. My big 3M rasp is causing problems in these negative degree temps. Oh, I never thought of that. I don't have, yeah, I've never really had that problem. Even as a contractor, very seldom am I wearing a respirator and in a space where it's cold, because if it's cold, I'm usually outside. And outside, I don't necessarily need a respirator. But yeah, y'all up there, man, particularly in a cold shop, that would suck. I would definitely not be down here cold. And because I don't like wearing sleeves in the shop, really, um, of course, right, I will be the guy walking around with a Wu Tang chain hanging down while I'm operating a table saw. But as I mentioned to y'all all the time, if this gets caught in something, that rubber band just snaps. That's it. Nothing else happens. I'm safe and sound. But with sleeves, they snag on stuff. You see how close fitting even my sleeve things are, because hanging sleeves can catch blades, can do that kind of thing and pull saws to you or pull you to them. And it's super important not to do that. Almost everything I wear in this shop is close fitting for that reason, not because I want to show y'all my thighs. Grim Reaper says, love your carved necklaces. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Um, they're a lot of fun. And that could happen soon too. Like pieces like this, I'm really curious to what I could get figured out with them. But pieces like this, I always worry like I got one of them, right? And I go, man, I really don't want to ruin this thing. I really don't want to ruin it. I haven't done what I would call ruin one yet. I worked out a lot of cool things out of this one because none of them were exactly big enough to do exactly what I wanted to do. But this made it more interesting, I think, than it would have been on its own. But I'm super grateful. By the way, oh, stuff be falling. By the way, Eco Woodcrafts, or AKA K McCall, on here is dope. And he makes earrings out of these things, like really thin, delicate, swirly, beautiful fashion, high fashion stuff. So if you see him, dope stuff like this comes out of there. That's going to be a pendant. I don't know what's going to be in it, but it's going to be a pendant. I'll show you what it looks like wet, or what it's going to look like with finish on it. Started this way, the finish on it, we get that. That's going to be magical. And I ain't going to front. I ain't going to front. It's almost just right. You know what I mean? It's almost just right. It's a little small for a male pendant, but it could be a female's pendant. And ladies love the woo too, right? But here's the promise that I make to myself. I will never keep copying myself. I will not do another woo necklace that looks like this at all. And I've done two. and that breaks my previous rules. But I really want to do another one. But I want it a little bigger. I want it more intricate as I learn new skills and get new tools. Joe, for real, safety is always, always number one. Yeah. So here's what I want to ask y'all. Where are y'all at right now? Just so I can get some idea of what time of day people are on. Where? So if you don't mind, where you at? Where you at? What city? What state? What country? What country? Where you at, fam? Oh snap! I didn't mean to do that. Florida, Fort Collins, Colorado. Yo, man, y'all got. But in Colorado, y'all got to be pretty used to that snow, and Florida's not getting none of it, fortunately. Dayton, Ohio is the same time as me, for real? I did not know that. I thought Ohio would be like Midwest here. Joe, NC, Daniels from NC. That's my hometown, it's my stomping lands. I'm from High Point, Poland. Shout out to Poland. Shout outs to y'all. Yeah, NC. So good to know, and I appreciate y'all who participated in that little poll right quick with you, boy. I'm in Florida, man, where you get a large slabs of wood from. Want to make a lampshade for my kids out of some of that? That would be dope. Wow. I don't know where you get large slabs of this wood from, to be honest. It gets, I get them from Eco, but I don't know where he gets it from or how he makes them or what's he doing. Mitchell, Michael, I'm so not looking super fly today. It's so funny that I'm like, I feel dressed down, but I always am dressed down if I'm being honest. But I appreciate you though. Mm-mm-mm. Man, that would be cool. Contact M. McCall. He might know how or where, because what he is just a really cool guy who does similar stuff. And I guess he's got the resources for this kind of coolness. And he just blessed me with it. I mean, that's all I can say. I did unsolicited. It just showed up in my mailbox. He asked me for my address, but I imagine like maybe some sticker merch or something like that. Dude, just a little box of the coolest woods and labeled because I don't know jack about woods. He'll even come on the live while I'm doing stuff with me and let me know about the characteristics of the wood to make sure that I'm not putting things together with the wrong adhesives for that particular type of wood. Man, David says, man, your stuff is on point, FYI. Thank you for the lead also. For sure, man. We're just sharing information here, really. Look for cabinet makers. Just ask for some scrap wood. Don't hurt to ask. Well, the wild thing is I'm a cabinet maker. um, but when I make cabinets, it's usually for a specific home that I am renovating for an investor. Uh, and I see something that it should be, and then I'll make the cabinet. But the weird thing is, like, a lot of the wood places that I was sourcing lumber from uh, for years went out of business over the last 3, 4 years. And I have not found a replacement source, but I also have not been building exotic cabinets. I've been building basically cabinets that I can make out of poplar, and I can get most everything I want out of poplar if it's getting painted. Uh, because I don't do a lot of stained work. When I build doors, I always stain them. Uh, that's about it though. I have not done like a lot of stained work. I've done a few vanities that I stained and not painted, but you know, Grim says, yeah, we got 22 inches of snow and now it's snowing again. Be gone, winter. Man, geez. please, please be gone, winter. Oh, what we also got over here is some rain. We always get like a weird rainy slash cold season in January in Georgia. And then like we get one ridiculous cold snap like mid March for some reason. And then we get our summer just immediately starts after that. So I'm talking to y'all, and I'm gonna be doing a little bit of this cleaning up because, like I said, I gotta do some of it. I gotta do some of it, and it's good for my mental health. And I know y'all hear me use that term a lot here, um, because it is a primary driver for me to be here. It's good for my mental health. I like to work. I like to stay busy. I like to figure things out. I like to solve problems. And on a day like today, where I don't have a job available for me to do that, one, it's a bummer when you're not making money, right? You can't go to work. That sucks. But on top of that, if I was sitting at home watching the thermometer with nothing else to do and no place to do it, I would be a menace. I would be a menace. Not a menace in the sense that I would loot and pillage the city. I would be a menace in that I would be a bother. I would be a bother to my wife. She would be forced to keep me company far beyond her capacity to do so, um, because I'm a lot. I can be a lot. If I got nothing else to do, oh my God. You see all this stuff back here? You see all that stuff up there? The 50-11 mallets, as they say? All of that is because I gotta keep it busy. I gotta keep busy. So, what also I can do that satisfies some of my ridiculousness is that I can also watch other people be busy. And if I'm learning something while that's happening, that will suffice as well. That will also help keep me stable and not pestering my spouse for attention constantly. 'Cause I don't know if y'all hit the marriage lottery or not. I ran this train a few times, uh, and that was a bad choice of words. But you know what I'm saying. I've been around the marriage block twice prior, and I hit the lottery this time. I absolutely hit the lottery this time. So it's a lot of work when you're with somebody who's probably so much better than you, and they don't even realize it yet. You're like, oh my God, I gotta. While she still thinks I'm great, I better do great shit around here. So build, remodeling houses for a living is not a bad thing to carry into a partnership. So that does help a little bit. But man, she's such a good woman. You make me want to be a better man. I remember when Jack Nicholson said that to Nicholas said that to Paul from Mad About You's wife. You make me want to be a better man. Even then, I was amazed how far a guy's voice can take him. Jack Nicholson, I always mix them two names up. He was not a good looking guy. 18 years, mom put up with me, poor woman, says David. Hey, David, I'm sure you're taking care of that woman. It's good you have a lot of tools. I'm smaller, but surely building up my collection of woodworking tools. Also, I used to have a bunch of them. Then my ex went off the screen. Let me see. Let me see. And my ex let her coworkers have them. Full reign of my old, storage shit. That sucks. I'm just focusing on myself for now. Yes, sir. I get that for sure. Focusing on yourself is a big deal. And, a moment of clarity and open, heart-warming truth. I learned that in therapy, family. You can figure out how to get yourself in therapy. Not a bad thing. And when I tell people about therapy, right, I am generally saying to you, um, it's like it's like you get to say whatever you want. This person is not in your social circle. You can cry if you want. You can scream if you want. You can talk about all the things inside that make you feel like you might be a bad person. And you know that this person's heard worse. Right? This person's heard worse. And you can get an opinion from somebody who is, at the very least, wise and experienced in that they've seen at least one person worse than you. And they've made it their goal for each day to learn more and to help. And that is more than what your friends generally sign up for. Sometimes stuff gets dark, and maybe your friends can't handle that. And maybe they can, but maybe it changes some perception of you in your mind. Like, oh no, if they know this about me, or if they think I think this, or if this, blah, 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 blah. Get to run it by somebody, man. You know, best friends are great. Shoot for the moon. Counselors are great too. And that has been your West Desert Mental Health Moment of the Day. I am currently just squeezing some wood glue and some cracks in my seat because it is wintertime and I do not have uh, temperature regulation beyond just the fact that I'm buried 3/4 in the ground down here. So there's shrinkage. George is getting upset. Okay. So I'm gonna let that glue sink down in there. And just take a little piece of scrap and just sort of squeegee it down in there, deep as I can get it. And this bench is now officially a year old and has been through the hills and the high waters. And I love it. It's still holding up great. It was about maybe 20, $30 worth of 2x4s and one 2x6. And it's my favorite thing in this shop. It is my most used thing in this shop for sure. So I'm just, like I said, squeezing wood glue down in there. And then I'll put a nice little sand on it. Just basic routine maintenance on the surface. But again, that's what my day is going to be like today. It's going to be me straightening up some things, uh, getting some things together. So if you've got any questions for me about my own personal experiences of how I did this, how I got that, how I made this, any of this stuff that's going on in this shop, feel free to ask those questions. Um, I'm here for it. I know I'm ignoring the chat right now, but I will take pauses periodically to look up and read your comments on the monitor. All right, and I'm back. Joe, you getting out of here? Also working on trying to find old motivations. I feel you, Pop. Have a blessed day, sir. What's up, Just Jeff? Yeah. Working old motivations with new inspirations. Wes, you definitely are doing a good job. Man, I appreciate it. I'm doing the best I can. Um, I also have to remind myself of that too. Sometimes we concern ourselves with what we haven't done. Um, and then we get this guilt that we carry around, and we have completely ignored all the things that we have done that we should not for the sake of vanity celebrate, but for the sake of balance. If you don't give your self credit for anything, you're a loser for life in your own mind. You know what I mean? You're very unique. I don't think people fathom exactly how unique they are because they're so busy looking at other people's uniqueness, which is a good quality. But you have to be willing to look at yourself and what you are. And because of, and not everything that you are in your uniqueness should make you a celebrity, right? Problem is, people assume that I'm different, I should be rich and famous. I got to figure out how to elevate my difference to be rich and famous. And that is not the goal. That should not be the goal. If it is a goal, it is what it is. I'm not saying that. Like, there's some people whose goal is to be rich and famous and maybe should be. But there's some people who have only decided to be rich and famous. But most people who are rich and famous decided to be something, and that something led to wealth and fame. They decided to be a great skateboarder. They decided to be a great artist, whatever it is. They relentlessly gave up their social lives to some degree, gave up conventional things to some degree, and they just went for it wholeheartedly. And then there are some that just worked on a little thing that made them feel good. And then their life got better because it was full of little things that felt good. I don't know. For me, this feels good. I like it. Happy with my results. If I'm not, I learned something there along the way. And I'm happy with my new information. Probably got the cheapest bench on YouTube. but I bet you won't find anybody that loves theirs more. You might find one more useful for whatever it is that they're doing. Yeah, it's a good idea to handstand stuff sometimes, particularly something that you're going to use a lot. It'll help you find the little things that need to be worked out. It'll help you notice the problems before they become big problems, if you have problems. Good morning, Wes. May your coffee be strong and your creative be, I said that wrong. Creativity be stronger. Appreciate that, old Rami. SOI Mercantile. What up, bub? Appreciate you coming through. My coffee has been strong this morning. It's upstairs, though, getting cold. I haven't even finished the cup yet. I think that's something. Every time I hear that, every time I say that, I think about Dads and Corrupt. Remember that? Ain't that something? Keep talking and I'm dumping. I got to figure out me a little leather supplier too. Because, man, I think I'm going to keep going with the leather work. Um, thanks to some fantastic art teachers and home ec teachers back when such a thing existed when I was a kid. I did learn how to hand stitch stuff when I was young. And so when I built that leather sheath, it felt very natural and it was a pretty comfortable exercise. So I feel like, and it was successful. It turned out good. Good enough, I should say. I don't want to act like it was master class work. It's good for a novice work. But I feel like I could build up that skill. I feel like I've got the base for it. So I am going to try my bestest to start building more knife sheaths. Like I go with my strengths, right? And because to me, for me, and my background and my tooling and my woodworking and stuff like that, this block is an easier build for me than a sheath, than a actual leather sheath. In truth, I probably spent the same amount of time on this one, the wooden sheath, as I did with the leather one that I cannot currently locate. You see what I'm saying? This is the kind of business that the shop needs me to stay on top of. Hey, Jesse. Every time I see the name Jesse, I always think about Mars Day in the time. Every single time you come in here, I'm like, oh, I've been watching you. Girl, I want to know you. I drive a fancy car. Ooh, Jungle Love, look out. Oh. That was a crazy title for a song, wasn't it? Jungle Love. Yes. We in here. Good morning to you, Patrice. 666. Oh, Pop. 666. My fault. I'm giving you all the wrong titles, fam. Giving you all the wrong titles. Y'all gotta get one of these. It's a great little stress reliever, aka a nice little hand workout. Forearm workout. Gonna be smacking chisels. That ain't a bad idea. Get your grip together. No, I'm not gonna say this 2x4 scrap. Nay, I say. Nay. Still looking for stuff to put away. Once again, shout outs to Runic. If you ever get the chance to go by there, look at that. All that wood is sourced African wood made for me specifically by my guy Runic. Dope. I'm gonna put it up here out of the way because I've dropped it 100 times, but I've used it 1,000. So I gotta put some more stuff in it. That flame's getting awfully low. Also, like my hat, I got this from my homeboy DJ Real One, the real one. He does dope mixes. I didn't even know you could play music on YouTube. This dude does 90s hip hop, 80s hip hop, 2000s like German hip hop. And I don't know if you knew this, but Germans be rapping they blankety blanks off. I got you, Pop. I'm in the tire shop fixing tires. That's a great lighter with the woo. For sure, wake up. Appreciate that. Boy, you slinging tires today. You don't need this thing at all. You probably pinched that together like a paper clip. Oh yeah. I was gonna show y'all my sticker. DJ Real One. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. That's my guy. Germans be rapping their booties off. Like on some 90s retro mob deep type flow. I had no idea. I don't know what they saying, but it sounds good. It might be brainwashing me, but it sounds good to my eardrums. Maybe hit up Calvin for some fresh leather. Yeah, he's got me a thing on the way. I think soon. But he's got so much stuff to do over there. I Calvin's a good friend to me, and when I ask him for something, even if I'm casually suggesting it, he just says yes, right? And I know he's got a lot of other stuff to do, and I know he'll say yes. So what I try not to do is overwhelm my friends by adding myself to the list of things they've got to do, um, cause cause he'll make room for it. You know what I mean? And that's dope. But he's got a whole channel to run, and you know what I mean. And I try not to get in people's way too much. But yeah, watching him is teaching me about how to manage the leather once I get it. I'm never gonna be skinning anything off of anything. I might be filleting some fish, but that's about it for me. Um, so I don't need that skill set. But once he's got his leather all put together and he's stitching and starts telling you about the qualities of it and things like that, that's going to be useful for me so that I can pick proper leather for the things that I'm going to be doing. Morning, Spaghetti. How you doing? Good to see you today. Boom, boom, boom. My guy Rob in the building. Bam. What up, Rob? Always good to see y'all, man. Always glad to see you show up. So yeah, we're just talking about how to get by in this shop. And I'm cleaning up. I'm putting stuff away because trying to be a good boy, you know. Trying to get my organizational skills up to par because I will get neat and I will get organized and then I will get more stuff. And then 3 months will go by and I've got crap everywhere. I've got crap everywhere. So I'm trying to get it done. But this is also an opportunity if people do rock with me and they got questions about the shop or tools or any of that stuff, then there's an opportunity for that. The 666 is for the 36 Mafia, to my favorite artists and groups, hence became my name since MySpace. I feel you. I mean, I peeped that right off. Huh? 666 Mafia. Yeah. Yes, I'm great, Rob. I appreciate that, brother. How you doing? Agent says, good morning, sir. Good morning to you too. Fetty says, same. I'm glad it's not just me constantly battling the growing piles. For sure. That's what this channel is. Like, I am a mere reflection of my chat for sure. Like, for sure. I don't even know why I'd be surprised when I find it out. Like I find out people will go, oh yeah, I'm a carver, or oh yeah, I make leather, or yeah, I stitch that. I'm like, and I'm blown away every time. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, that tracks. That tracks. I'm gonna put these in the bit box. So good morning from England. How you doing? Mark Chadwick. Awesome. Hello from Georgia. I'm good, mate, says Rob. Just arranged for a bowl to be collected and sent to Mexico. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Getting the Rob collection out in the world. Mr. Morgan International. Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. I did the accent. I'm sorry. Rob is also from England there, Mark. Or the UK. I don't know if that's the same exact thing. I don't know. All I know is that my accent is rubbish. That's what I know, is that my accent is rubbish. But that's just Rob's biased opinion. Mostly because Rob doesn't appreciate Jason Statham, does he? Let me take a pause real quick to go back and read every one of Rob's comments in his accent. Wes. Yeah, like at the end in the UK they say Wes with a Z, which I do like. I do like the sound of that. I'd probably have higher self-esteem now if people called me Wes growing up instead of Wesley. You know what I'm saying? Sounds a little lowbrow. You good, bro? And then I'll be like, yes, I'm good. And then Rob says, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Do you hear the inflex on the end? Joe. I'm good, mate. Just arranged for a bow to be collected and sent to Mexico. Terrible accent. There you go. Now I've ruined Rob's morning. We can go on with our show. If you get a chance, we're talking about a little mental health today. Rob is a great place to be. Got a great ear over there. Tell you that. And he's doing stuff that gives us something to learn and watch, which is an extension of what I'm doing here. You see? See, it's just levels and layers to all this organization, right? I've been collecting drill bits that I've been pulling off of various tops and just sticking them in there. This is just today's stuff. And the needle from the sewing stuff. And look, because I don't have a place for needles, they're just all sticking in this thing sitting in the corner. And that shouldn't be. So, like, who's got a freaking box for their needles? You know what I'm saying? But now I have to have one. I have to have a needle box, which is not fair. Not fair. I've outgrown my bead box. So I guess I'll put my needles in there. See? It's just an ongoing cycle of love. I'm not going to act like it's bad because this is a collection of things that I really, really wanted. But just like all things you love must be managed properly. You got to manage love properly. Or it will not serve you. So now this is the bit box with all the bits. Thank you for the 44 likes. I really, listen, today I really appreciate each and every like because today I'm not building anything visibly yet. So there's no superficial likes so far. And I don't want to call them superficial. I appreciate all of them, but you get what I'm saying. You guys are, in words of my homeboy, the real ones today, giving me clicks and likes and love while I'm talking about me, and that's dope. As Pox says, I use a magnet in an almonds tin. I'm telling how look at that. That's an O'Reilly's magnet I got from my mechanic. Isn't that cool? It's a little automotive. You stick that thing in and put your stuff in and not lose it as I'm losing it. You know what I mean? Anyway, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Look, it's a little needle tucked down in the corner there too. I almost missed just now. Ugh. Got it. Let's do it. Almonds tins and mint tins are dumb useful. Like boom. I saw yesterday on the internet a company that makes dividers for these cans specifically so that you can put stuff in it, and they've got different grids of dividers for them, which I think is a brilliant idea. I would do that in a heartbeat. And I've been trying to think of a little kit that I want to build too. Like my brother smokes cigars, right? And, you know, I don't discriminate. But because of that, the world, we need more tinkers. I agree. But my brother smokes cigars, so I'm like, I should build a little compact thing where he can pop it open, have all his little bits in there. You know what I mean? You know, and for the people who like roll cigars, it could have like two little pieces that are magnets and sit on each end and maybe hold the paper open or whatever. I don't know. Just, you know, I think that would be cool. I'm brainstorming how maybe that could happen right now, but I don't know. I got a lot of friends that partake in various things that can be stored in such a device. I shouldn't say various. Generally one thing that they'll store in such a device. Because all the other stuff is pretty bad. And you're not hardcore. Say you're not hardcore unless you live hardcore. Unless you live hardcore. Who remembers what movie that's from? And see, I've got my Forza bits in a box. I made this box a while back, which I like. I love the box, but a Forstner bit box should be better. I should have a better system. I need to figure out something other than a whole lot of these for now solutions. You know what I'm saying? I need some solutions that are like, okay, I can just keep putting this here. It doesn't have to be until I figure something else out. I think my bit box is getting a little overwhelmed these days. Another bit. And it goes into the hex box. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I mean, thank God for these little boxes, for sure, though, right? Because where would we be? Dang, oh, maybe a new battery. Yeah, for sure. I love cigar boxes. Recently quit smoking. Third weekend. Distribute your love accordingly. It's free. Just don't misuse it. Look at that. Wake up. Let me give you some dap on that. Boom. That's $100. That's $1.50 even. I've always been curious, but never had the money to buy one and try it out. Try out what, Pac? Only pussies quit, champ. I'll smoke 2 for you. Dang, Long Echo, you keeping it trilly. Yeah, this battery. Listen, I've got a couple grand worth of dead batteries that I just can't bring myself to throw away. I'm like, one day somebody's gonna make a YouTube video and be like, here's all you gotta do to bring back all your old dead batteries. And I'm gonna have missed out. But you can see they just progressively get worse. They get beat on. But the thing about DeWalt batteries, they have a manufacturer date on them. So you got 2 years from that date that they'll replace that battery. But you got to take it to the manufacturer. You got to take it to the distribution center. Is it going to light up? Is it going to light up? But these two are charged, so we're happy. Can you use those for fours and bits? Yeah. You can jump an old battery, Wes. Maybe. I've tried with the look where they put the wire over to the other. I've tried, it just hasn't worked for me. But probably, Rob. Now, can you jump an old battery that has been wet? Because this one obviously got wet. And that's usually what happens to my cordless tools. I don't want to act like the manufacturers are just sending out trash, because in my case, I am hard on tools, particularly when I'm outside. When I'm building a deck, I throw that stuff on the ground. Like, I just be at it. I'm a savage. But I get the work done. And then I collect all my tools after, and then take them back home and clean them up here. But that's how I go. All right, I know sometimes this makes some people a little bit, agitated on their vertigo. So I'm gonna see if I can put this on the arm and just move it with me until I get one of those little robots that'll follow me around the room. And that'll be cool. A little Westbot 2000. See, that shouldn't be there. I'm putting it in a temporary place. This is over here, the PPE box. Put the glasses in here, Wes. masks in here. And then my big old belts and discs for that thing. I don't know what happened to that bottom drawer, but I'm telling you, that is some of the cheapest, best storage because it's light as hell. They got wheels on, so you can roll them around the shop if you want. Um, and that's the one I've got right here for my sandpaper. Hey, I'm going to make some knives today, I feel like. I feel like I'm going to make a knife today. Gonna put this back in my automotive section, which is just kind of over there on the floor. Put this in the box. I'll be wanting to ignore this stuff. I'll be like, I'll just set it over. But while I'm doing it, gotta do it. Put it where it's supposed to be. It'll be there. Future West will need it. And it'll be right here for him. You gotta love Future West as much as you love Today West. Today West deserves some fun, but so does Future West. Don't ruin it for him. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you insert your own name where I'm saying West, but this is a shop necessity. That might be a good place to just keep them visible. This will go with this, and they go over there. So you're not hardcore. Yeah, you're not hardcore unless you live hardcore. Unless you live hardcore. I got no Jack Black fans in here. I'm riding Dolo on this project. Look at this white oak, y'all. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but it's gonna be cool. I mean, I don't know if you can see that grain. Bananas. Bananas. If I can make I don't know. Look how many cracks are in it, though. I don't know if it's a stable enough thing to cut blade knife handles out of. I don't want to know. I'm gonna try it probably, but if not, I guess I can make it and cut that right in half. And half of this is enough for a full handle. But Future Wood Projects. Getting down when West does it from yeah. Hmm? Those are the kinds of musical acts I'll have on my show once I have a live band. The Westiatics. I'm trying to do this on my Bluetooth, but I can use a router bit and a drill. Let me see what you got. Let me see what you said over there, Pop. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I know you were trying to say Forsman bits. Doo-doo-doo. Trying to do this in my Bluetooth. I can use a router bit and a drill. Can you use a router bit and a drill? Yes, no. Problem is, a drill won't quite spin fast enough for a router bit to be effective. What you're gonna have is you're gonna get hit. You're gonna hit that wood like real dumb hard, and it's gonna go flap, and it's gonna send something flying. I wouldn't recommend it because I don't know that I've ever had a drill that's fast enough to run that router table, a router runs crazy fast. The RPMs are way more than what you can get out of here, and you need that to keep from snagging the wood. Um, I wouldn't recommend it. Wake Up says Long ago, I've been smoking since I was 8 and asked God to help me quit. So I'm just flat refusing to go to the gas station, vape shops, or hang around with smokers too much. I just need to prove I don't. Don't need the nicotine, I needed Christ. Hey, I can't argue with a man and his convictions. I can't do that. So, yeah, but congratulations on quitting the smoking. I personally gave up nicotine a little, like over 2 years now. I kind of stopped counting because I've been defining myself by it for a while, to be honest. But those cigarettes was defining me as well because they were following me into rooms. They were sitting heavily with me when I was in a room, and they sat heavily with the people who were in that room when I left. And I had a good friend, have a good friend who had a struggle with the C word, and they've never took a puff in their whole wide life. And I thought, man, how disrespectful would it be for me to just be around her? You know what I mean? Chiefing away, healthy as a lark, while she's getting parts of her identity removed just to take precaution over it coming back. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, I'm around this person a whole lot at the time. And I was like, I can't show up smelling like that. You know what I mean? But that's my own personal switch up. Cause I tried to quit a few times and boy, yo, they say it takes an average of 8 times, 8 separate intentional doing it to quit nicotine. It took me 9. And what was wild is, you know how the Facebook memories come up, right? And say tell you what you were doing last year this time. Uh, and what happened was it started popping up, and it turned out like around March every year for like 12 years. Miss a few. I'm like, hey, I'm quitting smoking this shit. I got to give this up. I literally took me 9 times before I actually did it. And the motivation was beyond just me personally. And I think that's why. Because, we can get into some therapy on that, but I can self sabotage, but I can't hurt my friends. You know what I mean? I can't hurt my friends. So that helped me. My friend might have saved me in that regard. But though, I've also known people who've smoked their whole lives, never had a problem. We all built different. Gotta go with your own convictions, which is why I don't bother people when they're having their own convictions. You know what I mean? Oh, well, back out of the way. And I got these little grinder wheels. Have any of you guys ever done the what do you call it when you use the steel wool and the vinegar, and then you use it to make sort of a chemical reaction in the wood that blackens the wood? Any of y'all ever done that? I have not. I'm curious, uh, procedurally or time wise, how long you set the wool in the vinegar, and how long till you get an effect once you brush it or whatever. I just don't know about it. Curious if anybody here did have any insight on that. If not, I'm still going to deep dive it myself. But it's a good to have a direct reference point to start at. Ah, hello, Wes. Inside on what? Ah, mm-mm-mm. Wukan says, I was trying to give up smoking green, so I was smoking bongs of tobacco and ended up flat out on both. At age 35, I've had two cigarettes. Till age 35, I had two cigarettes, maybe. Unbelievable. $10 a pack is outrageous. Man, that's got to be tough for those who are on it like that. Now I'm pushing shit uphill like a hefty glass addiction, also. Hella addictive personality. Bro, me too. Me too. I mean, I'm addicted to Wu-Tang necklaces now. But yeah, like I get that. Because for some people, it's the oral fixation too. I'm also one of those people. I chew gum for years to offset it. The and tell you how goofy this is. The gum started giving me reflux because I was chewing gum so much, just recycling my own juices or whatever. Pat, I was asking about. Pat says, "Hello, Wes. Inside on what?" I was just trying to figure out if anybody had done the. I don't know what it's called. Where you put the got an image in my mind, steel wool and the vinegar, and you soak them and make a combination that's supposed to stain the wood in some way. What's up, EDDDD? How you doing? Salute. Peace to you. Good to see you today. I'm glad you showed up and joined us. Uh, Buka. Let me say your name right since I'm talking to you direct. Buklahan. Let me tell you this that a lot of people don't really think about. And I learned this uh, just studying some breathing and some meditation. And what I learned is because I'm a contractor, right? And I've always been working in out of people's homes. And so I'm always working on something. There's always like a something that happens, like a problem comes up, right? And then you got to go outside and take a smoke break. You just and just walk it off, right? That is an incredibly good practice for you. And the only bad part about it is the nicotine part of it, or what it does to your lungs, the smoke part of it. But to be able to take a break and train yourself to pause when you have hit a wall, uh, idealized, even emotionally sometimes, to take a pause, get outside because you got to smoke outside. So you go outside, do all the same things just without the cigarette. Go outside, take a good deep breath. And the cigarette takes about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to smoke all the way down to the filter. So instead, you spend 15 minutes because the breathing that it takes to inhale cigarette into your lungs and then back out into the world is actually what your body needs. The motion itself, the inhalation and exhalation itself rests and relaxes your nervous system. So do it without the. I mean, bro, if you got to do it, do it. Vapes are bad for whatever they're bad for. I don't follow a whole lot of that stuff. I just don't burn a whole lot of anything. But it's that helps me. I still do it. I still get frustrated. I go out and I right on the front porch. You know what I mean? But it'll relax your body. It'll help. It'll help. What I learned after a whole lot of nicotine, used to have heavy addictions, got sick, and this is wake up talking, taking steroids to get my voice back. um, and get the tar out. So I decided to quit everything while taking the Z pack to kick everything out of my system. Been trying that mindfulness, step outside of some freshness, and then come back to what I'm doing. That's for sure. I mean, that's good practice for non-smokers and smokers alike. Even if somebody is still smoking, I think it's a good idea to get out there and breathe. Like even if you got to go out there and you hit that square a few times, put it out, still stay out there, still breathe until your body calms down. Kind of wean yourself, maybe. I don't know what works for who. I failed at it, like I said, 9 times, 8 times. So I don't pretend to get the answers for anybody. I can give accounts of my own experience. And boy, it was tough to give up smoking. That was tough. But I also supplement it with some, lavender and such. Um, Try to find the lowest grade lavender you can, uh, so that you don't walk around in a state all day. Um, CBD over THC for me personally, but everybody's got their own thing. Been smoking. Bukan says, I've been dependent addict of my adult life, near 25 years. The time I did get off illicit drugs was the cycle steroids for gymming. I've always got to have a vice in my life. Mm. It just means that you are let's be clear. I'm a freaking carpenter in his basement talking, right? I'm not a trained anything other than a roofer. But I felt that way too. Like I had to have a vice, like I always had a vice. And when it wasn't cigarettes, it was women. And what I learned is it is your compulsion that's doing that. It's a personality thing that's doing that. And you can feed that compulsion and that personality trait with a good vice. You don't have to call it a vice after that, but it's, for instance, woodworking. Why does Wes have six of the same exact type of plane? Why does Wes have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 wooden beaded necklaces? It's the compulsion without having to attach a a negative, right? The habit. Not all habits have to carry some negative along with it. And you can learn to build different habits. Habits have to be replaced by different habits. Um, you can replace smoking with gum and satisfy certain parts of it. You can do breathing exercises and satisfy other parts of it. And some of it is just cycling off. It takes 21 days to form a new habit. In 30 days, your body generally has come to grips with letting something go. But psychologically, emotionally, mentally, and all the other little micro ways that it's tied into your body physically tell you and elevate lightly stressful moments into high stressful moments because that chemical is still in your brain telling your brain we need this. And so when something happens, you go, I hit my finger, we need this. You know what I mean? But really, you hit your finger, you need a break. You need a break. But now you've attached this break and this relaxation to this vice. But it doesn't have to be to that vice. Attach it to something else. Jesus is a carpenter, good habit to have. Can't argue with the facts. Been smoking, Smallwood Lot says, been smoking since 1988, and with the cost being 10 to 15 a pack, I started rolling my own. Now I'm not only smoking less, it's also costing me 10 to 15 a month. Had I did that too, bro. Um, I was rolling them up, and here's the thing about me, because carpenters and all that stuff, guys that work with their hands, it is satisfying just to roll it up, right? And you get a nice, well rolled. Don't take me back down the road, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't take me back down the road, man. 25 pound, 25 gram patch of tobacco in Australia, 99.95. And chemicals get a hold of you. And it's best to not be stuck on anything, if I'm being honest. It's best not to be stuck on anything. But it is what it is. Best not to be stuck on anything. If you can help it, but be stuck on something that's got the least amount of downside that you can put together. Hey, Pat, nothing wrong with having your own convictions, bro. I got no problem with that. I'll never argue with a man about his own uh, conviction, for sure. Salute. So, look at me. I'm in here, shoot, teaching and preaching. Remember I was looking for that a few days ago? It's right there. But it's so much other crap right there. Never even noticed it. Now it's going to live here where the adhesives stay. And this is hard for me too. This will crack you up. This is the sanding dust from when I made the wooden sheath for this out of this material. And I'm all like, I could use that later. I might have a cut in it. I might get a thing, and then I can put the epoxy and I can get an exact match. That's hoarding behavior. If you don't have a place to put it, it becomes hoarding behavior. I'll show you something else. I don't even have. Look, see that dust in there? That's also from a knife, from the shavings from a knife that I made. I don't even own that knife. I've sent that knife out a month ago. I'm still holding on. I'm like, I might can use this, and I might. I still want to keep it. I'm still gonna keep it. But I'm just saying, knowing you have a problem is the first step. This is gonna hurt my heart a little bit, little bit. But I'm gonna throw this out so I can feel like I've done something for myself today. Ugh. Threw it out. Threw out the sawdust. Oh, John Parham, you peeped that. The Biggie pillow is a joint. Um, got that from my wife. She's awesome. But my brother did that. Fuse Green. He's an artist in New York, urban art, clothing designer, etc., etc. Truth roof. But yeah, Biggie chills up there. You gotta figure out a way to make that stay, right? This is just squeezed on its own out of a great stuff bottle. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be part of something. Biggie. Boom, 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 boom. Also, I made that pipe like forever ago. When I say forever, I mean like a year. I feel like I've been woodworking for 10 years. I've been doing it for one. A resin epoxy handle mixed with the sawdust. Yes. Yes, I want to do that, Pat, for sure. That's kind of why I'm saying, like, You know what I'm saying? I've done it with. I tried it once. I didn't try it once. I tried it a couple times. Let me find it. That is from the shavings off of another piece I did. It looks like it almost looks like plywood, but those are shavings and epoxy, and then I cut the shape out. That's one of my favorites. I think I might try to do something like this, except with different layers of coloration, right? Like maybe it starts green and gets blue by the time it's at the top, or something like that. That's also wanted to do that, design clothes and shoes, but I changed tires. Hey, we do what we do for money. You know what I mean? You do what you want for your spirit at home if you want to, as long as you taking care of your family, right? I'm a termite myself and a professional gunsmith are all in one. I pretty much handle small wood recommended. Pretty wait, let me read that right. I'm a termite myself and a professional gunsmith are all in one. Blue sniffer all in one. I'm pretty much that handle small wood recommended. Gotcha. That could work. That definitely could work. Figure out what I want to do with it. Oh yeah, yeah. I also made a show you a ring somewhere in here with some epoxy, and it started out decent. It didn't get what I wanted it to be, so I just kind of took it as a learning opportunity. But there's more to be done with that. I really like these rings. I just don't have the kind of hands that rings necessarily accentuate. Also, I lose rings because my hands might swell during the day and get uncomfortable. I'll take them off, or or I get them fitted to my hands when they are swollen, and then my hands don't, and then they fall off, and then I lose them. I do too much with my hands to keep a piece of jewelry on them, if I'm being honest. I'm a terrible myself and a professional goofy. Oh, I'm reading the same thing again. Shipwright. Oh, you're all right, man. But yeah, appreciate y'all being down here to hang out with me. I'm getting back to this cleaning. I know we talking, but I definitely got to get this cleaning done. So, get this place together. I may possibly go work on the shower booth today. I did decide because what I did was run out of those little plates that hold the board to the wall, and I thought like I don't want to go out and go pick them. They're very customy things, but I do have some good screws that'll work in that room, and they're waterproof. And I'll just have to overdo it and put some caulking on the back, and that should hold it up good. Morning, West. How things your way? Says Fish. I'm good, Fission. How you doing? Salute. Pat says I have to have my wedding ring cut off because of swelling. I know, ain't that crazy? That's crazy. And me, I've got large knuckles relative to my finger width, right? Oh, I didn't mean to do that to you. Sorry, but right. But look, like big fat knuckles, and so I gotta squeeze it over my knuckle, and then it's just spinning. You know what I mean? But then if I start working, it gets tight, and now it's on there, nice and strong, but like it won't come off easy. Anyway, they be falling off when hey, you take care too, boo. Oh, I'm glad you're good, Fish. Glad you're good. So I remixed my W in the mallet, and I think it turned out better than it started, and I was glad to have it turn out that way. I do have a couple little things I was not happy with. That little bleed out, that's dye bleeding out right there. And then same right here where I had a little chip and then it just bled over into that little chip. Made it somewhat less than perfect. But this is still my favorite hand. This is still my favorite handle that I've ever made. Oh, and then the leather. I don't know if you saw that. Maybe Rob. Maybe this is a thing that might help you. Um, Also, Rob, just, like you could put another piece of wood on the edge of a mallet for sure, and a harder edge, because that is walnut. So that's a harder species than what I've got back here in this poplar. Thanks, Wake Up. I appreciate it. Wake Up says, been using the silicone rings that come with 4 packs during work, regular ring during free time. That's a good idea, man. That's a good idea. Pat says, my wife and I don't wear our rings anymore, and the golden band isn't the tie that bonds us. That's true. That's definitely true, Pat. If it's right, it ain't the ring that does it. But for me, I kind of like the symbolism of it. Um, I just am not in the space for it. Not like emotionally, I mean work wise, right? So I think I'm gonna end up having to put me a different little wedge in here. And I'm sort of happy to see that because I like working on this mallet. But look, since it's been getting cold, right? See that gap? And then right here, you can see that recess. It's working its way down. So we can whack it on this side and pull it back out, or we can whack it on the top or on the bottom here, boom, 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 and close it back up tighter. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to let it work its way loose, just stay in the cold, and I'll take it off and I might make another split, make another wedge, or add a little interest to it and it'll hold tighter, better, maybe. That's kind of the point of the wedge is that you can take the handle back off and reuse it. I think. I don't know. But thank you, Wake Up. Appreciate that. This is one of my favorite mallets. This is 100% my favorite mallet. I beat the crap out of stuff with this. And I use it as a great chisel because the handle I made is so very specific. When you make a handle where you just hold on to it with your own hand, and then you file a little bit, and you grab it again, and you file a little bit, and grab it again, you'll get to a sweet spot. Like that thing feels like a boxing glove on my hand. It's that comfortable. Also a good tool, made that out of a 4x4 block, just a pressure treated piece of lumber. You can make a mallet cheap and easy if you want to woodwork. Cheap and easy. And mallets, to some degree, are intended originally to be replaceable. The OG mallets were not built to last lifetimes, they were built to make furniture. Oh, yeah, you can tell his work is trustworthy. The one that definitely grab up when you say go grab a hammer, for sure. Well, mallet. Oh, I found my. Here's the sheet that I made that I was talking about earlier. The only one that I've ever made. I have not burnished this edge yet. I still should and could, will, but worked out good. I was happy with the stitching. It's not perfect, but I know my mistake down there. I like to flip and throw things around. I'll make a hammer, a knife, and I'll instinctively want to throw it and flip it, and then I'll catch myself like, "Hey, damn it, I'm gonna cut you on the way down." This whole bench is a table of holding hoarded items, and I intended on it being a workstation, but it simply is not. It's a storage facility. Oh, well, this will be interesting to do. I'll do this while I got a second. Get this thing together. Brown Sugar, how you doing? I get high on your love and don't know how to behave. Ooh, ooh. Bum, 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 bum. Maybe I should. Little in Philly and the name of Brown Sugar. Only there for another time. Don't think I had a solo with my stone mind. Oh, what a great old song. I'm good, Brown Sugar. Thank you so much for asking. I'm like this lighter, reliable, fire up every time, purpose built. Yeah. So we just been cleaning up today, taking care of some things that need to be taken care of in this here shop, in this here shop. I'm gonna be right back though. If y'all don't go anywhere, I'll put this here for you to stare at. In the meantime, look at it, observe. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. That's interesting too. Get my blade. Why is this even in here? Oh, because I was going to cut. Got it. So I've also been thinking about doing some stone work, like some natural stone stuff. I got a little slab of jade back there behind me, and I think I may want to make a knife out of some jade, a knife, jade handled knife. That might be nice, I think. Oh, thanks, Pat. This lighter is awesome. Runic made that. And I know you've seen his channel. This thing is incredible. Runic made it. It's awesome to have stuff in your shop made by your friends. And this little storage box right here, made by Calvin Dad's Workshop. It's where I keep all my stuff on my desktop. And actually, Mike is making stuff. Sent me this Altoids box with a microphone in it. When I when I first started my channel. Not this microphone. The one he sent didn't work for me, but it's a thought that counts. Jade is a February stone. Oh, that's dope. Yeah. So maybe that'll be the next project to do. Maybe that'll be the next project. Knife. But I have to do a full tang knife with jade though. This is the only partial tang knife I made, but I made it full tang style. But I do like the uninterrupted handle. It's a nice visual for me. The girls, these two are my favorite. But anyway, what I was gonna say is that joint right there. Oh, that's the best. That is the best I've used on natural stone and porcelain. This stuff just cuts. Just cuts. I need some sponsorships. Jeez. Doing all this free bragging. Free bragging. That should be that should be a t-shirt. Free bragging, bro. See my guy bragging. Put this woo back together real fast. Again, the whole theme of the day is organization as we go. I'm thinking of going snow tubing with my wife and kids, but Doc asked me if that's a good idea for someone who is turning 58 tomorrow. Pat, hell yeah, that's a good idea for somebody who's turning 58 tomorrow. Look at you. You are lean and mean. For sure, that's a good idea. You ain't no punk. And you ain't no old man. You got a smidge of gray on your face, but come on, bro. You can definitely handle that. And the good thing about being lean is if you do pass out, your kids can drag you back up the mountain because you're light. You know what I'm saying? Just kidding. I hope you have a great time, man. Happy birthday to you. You pat some birthday love. I'm in for you to do some jade scales on a knife. I think that's what we're going to do. What up, Johnny? Oh, is that Johan? Johan. Oh, snap. They speaking foreign in the chat. Right on. Right on. And all my dinged up 2 broken necks, 8 breaks in my back. Holy smokes. Pat, you might be fragile for real. I'm sorry. It may not be a good idea for you, Holmes. You might have done too much already. That might be what they're trying to tell you. The doctor's like, all right, dude, cool it. Cool it. But I say have fun while you can have fun. Have all the fun you can. Golly, though, I couldn't imagine a broken anything. A broken, not trying to flip you off again. I broken these 2 fingers, I think. Jammed them, bow, when I was a kid. Just never did anything about it. And now they're like this. Indonesia, I know because of my wife. Right on. I know most things because of my wife, too. If I thought I knew something before, she has corrected the error since. But we in here, but a clean shop makes good things. We ain't got a lot of extra stuff on our minds. It doesn't feel like a cluttered spot. The more comfortable I feel, the more confident I am in what I'm working on, I think. It's maybe not true for everybody, but it's definitely true for me. And the guy I got this wood from, Echo, or M. McCall, K. McCall, he I sent him a couple of knives that I made that are more working knives than anything, larger versions of this. And he seemed to really like the handles. One of them, he said, I made a little bit too big around the neck piece. And for the direction of the blade. So that's good info. That's good info to just teach you. Because when people can give you that feedback, man, you can really dial in a product. And my whole life, I've been pretty much building stuff for people, human. This is a chisel I have that was mostly for metal work, but then became a chisel that I used for actual woodwork. Did I say metal work? I meant stonework. And start using it on decks. This thing is amazing. You can just keep resharpening this monster. It's amazing. So I might use it in here if I'm doing something particularly big, but usually I use that one on decks. But it's got a metal tail on it. Um, so I tend to not pound on it with my, not for artwork, not for carving, but for, I've already made my cuts in the wood. I need a clean corner, and then I'll clean it up with that. Otherwise, it's a little bit of overkill. Like if you use a wooden mallet for to beat things like a sledge, that's got to be a purpose-built tool. Yeah, like a wooden table. I need an amethyst stone knife. I don't even know if I know what that looks like. Wes, you and I are a lot alike. Says Pot, we wear pants in the house, but only because our wives say we can. Absolutely. Listen, if you trying to wear some, if you trying to wear the pants in the house without that woman's permission, I feel for you. Me and Pat been around long enough to know better than that. That's for dang sure. But the rewards are mighty and plentiful when you do that. You play it that way. She'll take care of you. My wife is the greatest. And and Lord knows I need a caregiver. I need her. All right, I'm gonna see if I can spin you around. I know I'm gonna lose a few of you. Um, People don't really like, for whatever reason, the algorithm be doing what it be doing. But this is where I'm at right now, so I'm gonna put you where I'm at. We got a little organization to do over here, because this is getting wild. Um, that's my electric box. It really needs another place closer towards the door because that's pretty much where I have all that stuff. That's mostly not for the shop, but for work outside of the home. So the electrical box needs to be somewhere convenient. I don't have to go through all of this stuff to get to it, grab it, throw it on the truck. I wanted to put all these Ryobis and DeWalt cordless tools together in the same place, but they're all various heights, and some of them don't even fit in these shelves. So maybe the idea is to keep it. I bet you couldn't guess what that is in a million years. But this right here, put up there, and then in my dumb brain, I need things to be themed. So that's sanding. So my belt sander can be right there. Once you do that, it's a lesson. That means I'm gonna have to lay you down. That'll be better anyway. And corded sanders can also go up there on that shelf. This one is I do use a square one often, but not nearly as often as my round one. So I'll pop him back, out the way. Out the way. Um, Rooftop vent. That's close. That's close. Vent pipe, excuse. Yes. That's for a metal roof or a flat roof, and then you cut out any of these rings to fit the plumbing boot. The plumbing pipe, technically it's boot. The plumbing pipe. Yep. Pat, you got some background. I love that when people can. I love that. I love that when people who know some of the stuff is in here. I love it. Thanks for being here. All right. We all know what these things are. But what's crazy is like a few of these, I put the belt clip on them because it's super convenient to have that belt clip when you're going up and down the ladders and stuff. But these don't sit upright with the belt clip on them, so you got to put a battery on them and just have them sitting there with the battery. Which I don't know if that's bad or good. Hasn't ever seemed to have been a problem. Now these are. Let me deal with drills for the time being first. Drill, and super light duty Ryober, and we got another impact around here too. Okay, there it is. Impact. These are all my router bits. I do not have a permanent home for them either. I'm gonna scooch them out of the way for now. Just set them over here. I have surprising, like I didn't end up using, I don't use half the router bits I own. And I don't own that many, maybe 20, 30. Kind of specialty weirdo tool. I can put that. You know what that is, Pat? And do you know why that sponge is in it? I worked in the trades and buildings and have injuries to prove it. I bet you do. My impact is an extension of myself at this point. I run it so often. I bet, man. Aren't they handy? They're just such handy tools, man. Like small, easy to get into, all kinds of stuff. What I found is wild is the magnets, though, with all the little shards, and I've been doing so much metal work in here. Look at that. The magnets are sticking. Kind of weird. When that happens, it looks like a little weird, hairy creature is developing on your tool. Going to be part of the takeover. Pipe hang out all the drills and impact guns, cubbies for sanders, and hooks for saws. Yep. Masonry hole saw with the sponge that helps keep it wet and cool. This is my guy right here. Small lot. Pat's been around. It's a handful of guys that know that on site. Handful of guys. You didn't just say hole saw. Let's see. Is that all the drills, though? I think that is. Oh, no, I got the Ryobi impact somewhere. Yep. Get it all over there in the same place. Now, you guys will see me using Ryobi tools in the shop all the time. You will also occasionally see me use Ryobi saws out on the site. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but this will do what this will do. This will do it faster, noticeably faster, noticeably stronger if you use it all the time. Voltage is said to be the same, specs are similar, but that's the truth. Now, if you're in a shop and you are not in a shop where you're doing production work, that won't matter at all. Brrr versus brrr is nothing. But if you've got 10,000 screws to put down on a deck, that matters a whole lot. So everything in context. If you're a DIYer, paying another $100 for that version is not the greatest of ideas. It's not a bad idea. But if you're on a budget, that'll do it. If you're building your own deck at home on a budget, this will do it. If you rely on the speed of building the deck or decks, get you something that's got a little. What you really ought to do is go hang out with the other tradesmen and see what they have. Because every tool dies. The mark of a good tool is, once it does, what do you replace it with? Do you replace it with another version of itself, or do you get something else? And then does that tool then live on? You know what I'm saying? Because I'll tell you, this company makes an incredible wet vac of their staple. I'll never buy one of those drills again. Never. Never. So you got to know what's what. Some companies build this good, this not so much. You know what I mean? So don't get too tied up into your brands. Had a dude come on one of my shorts and insult the brand of saw. In fact, it was one of those saws, right? And just, oh, your opinion is invalid. And then when I, popped off at him, because I will scrap in the comments. I don't know if y'all know that about me. I will give you the business in the comments if you come for me. But then he comes back and is like, hey man, chill out. What? Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand, like, starting beef with an adult male for no reason, and then being taken aback that you've been silenced, or at least you found out you had a worthy foe, and then you backed out of the scrap altogether. Hey bro, calm down. What are you talking about? Calm down. I didn't show up on your porch saying something stupid. Showed up on mine. And now you got to get the left to the melon, the right to the wig piece. Shouts out to Jay Smith over at Box Center and Box Center 2.0. If you get a chance, go see my guy. If you like fight. If you like fights, if you like the good scraps on the boxing channel, that guy's the place to be. Little channel now. Guy is going places, I'm telling you. Damn near gave himself a heart attack calling the fight the other night. That's the kind of energy I need in my boxing community. What we got? Got to run and spread some calcium chloridol. Be back shortly. All right. Make sure you get those kids as numb as possible. I use Milwaukee, but I don't buy them. Milwaukee is a great tool company as far as the product they put out. Um, I remember I got my first Milwaukee tool was a that little. They were the first that I was aware of. They came out with a little small handheld, that M13 Sawzall. It was about yay big, and my plumber. I was remodeling a bathroom in a condominium, and I don't know if you notice about some condominiums to save weight. The floors aren't concrete in some of them. What they used to do was put gypsum down, which is chalk, basically. And it's gypsum inside of with a mesh inside of it, so it's lightweight and they can erect the building a little bit easier. But it's soft, and over time it settles and it sags and stuff like that. And so we had to be very careful about the gypsum, and we were cutting into it to go from a tub's 5 feet long, the drain's over on one side. You do a shower, you want the drain to be in the middle of the space. So 2.5, roughly 2 feet away from where it was. So because the base, when you pull the tub out, is all concrete, well, not concrete in this case, gypsum, you got to cut across and send that drain over to that gypsum. And you got to make a big enough hole to get your hands in there to put your pipes in and to cut the pipes and all that stuff. That little tool did that job so well. I went out and bought one the next day. Just watching my plumber do it. I'll show you the Sawzall that I had. That's what I had. His was literally this big. And it did everything we needed it to do. No way I could have gotten this in that hole. I'd have had to bring in a whole engineering crew to come figure out how to give strength back to that 14th story floor after that. I use Ryobi all the time. The only issue I had was the 20-volt battery was the warranty, but shippers wouldn't accept it. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. I hate, for the people who are willing to go and cash in a warranty and have the time for that, that's gonna matter. The warranties matter. For me, I just don't buy your tool again if it turns out to be a piece of junk. But it usually gets one job done, whatever it is. I'm not saying this about Ryobi. Um, and then I go, well, I lived and I learned because I bought some brands. I'll not say it because I do like the store itself, but I brought some brands, uh, big chop saws. And the biggest thing I'll tell you about a chop saw is two things. The ball bearings, you got to listen for that. Um, but even with weird sounding ball bearings, if the blade doesn't wobble, it doesn't wobble. It just is what it is. It's going to cut right. But the other thing is the balance of the tool. I've used some lesser expensive brands and I've used some high end brands. And when I'm on a job site, the thing that was most important to me was the stability of the actual tool. And there are some brands that when you bring this neck up, it goes high enough, heavy enough, hard enough, it flips the saw right off the stand. Boom, backwards. And there's a couple of brands that do that. I'm not going to point them out, but I'm just telling you, when you go pick up saws, if you're getting a decent size one, that's the thing to look out for. And people have been at me. Nobody's proven it. Nobody's done anything, another video to show anything different than what I showed you guys, in that if you use this as your guide, this and this, to determine your 90, your blade will follow it for sure. And everybody's like, no, it won't. It's terrible. It's wrong. It's not what it does. What if your blade is somehow crooked? There's no such thing as a crooked blade. There's no such. My fingers are so let me illustrate this point. I may push the button, see if I can get the AI to record this as a short. Let me find the super. Okay. I'll use this cut blade as an example. The saw blade is always in rotation, right? So if it is cutting and you say it's crooked, right? It's not just going to be cutting crooked, it's going to be wobbling, right? It's going to be doing that. And there's no way in hell you get a good straight cut from a blade that's doing that, no matter what positioning that you set it at. Doesn't matter. Mechanically, there's no way for this blade to turn and change itself independently of this and this and this, which is all the same thing. All the same thing. So there's no worry if your blade is somehow crooked, what you're calling crooked. Saying crooked means you don't know even what this machine does. That means something's going on with a washer in here, or something's going on with the balance in here, and that's gonna again make your blade wobble, not cut at 89.5 degrees. Okay? Now that wasn't for y'all, because y'all in here with me, but just for the comments, just for the peoples. Yo, M. McCall, what's going on, K? K. McCall. I always say your name wrong. K. McCall, and I say M. McCall, and it ends up working either way. But this is who gave me all these blanks for this really cool wood. Free of charge. You have to pay for it, though. These are $200 blanks. But look at the incredible detail that you can get out of something like that. Crazy. And he knew it. He knew that these blanks were going to be beautiful, whatever I made out of them. That's what I'm saying. Internet friends are the best. Real life friends are good. They never send me wood. You know what I'm saying? So, Mr. K. McCall over there at Eco Woodcrafts, definitely friend of the channel. You got a friend in me. Bang on, bro. The blade is always straight. Exactly, builders. I get so many of those little comments. Well, people, on the internet are contrarians. That takes all types, right? But you can always tell people who don't know the how a thing works when they just criticize the theory. They're like, oh, what if the blade's crooked and the deck's straight? I'm like, what? Oh man, thank you, bro. You have done tremendous things. You know how many views I've gotten from these blanks being produced and the things that I was able to produce from them? Oh, thank you, brother, for sure. I'm sure all these chargers are charging. I got a little bit away from my setting up. Oh, here's what I'll do. Because I do like to have me a tool already set up and ready to go. So, now who else has had this problem? I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this impact. You can tell I've had it for a while, right? I love it. But these things let go. The little piece in them breaks, and I've got two of these. I've replaced these twice on each of them. And now I just give up. I just like it won't hold a bit. Or I just put a bit in and just let it have a little bit of rust build up on it. And then it'll hold it in there. But otherwise, this. But that's a matter of, if you got space, short areas, the impact is the way. But that's got plenty of power to do everything the impact will do, mostly. Wes is a real craftsman. I'm all right. I'm getting by. Doing the best I can. But I think everybody's doing that. So the compactness and versatility of the tools is crazy. What are they capable of? Read somewhere the impacts came from NASA because it's the type of thing they use on space stations. Wow. Which drill do I use the most? I would probably say it'd be a toss-up between these two. I use this one more often. I say that. I use this one more often than I use these two. But I use these when I've got something big. When I've got a deck, I need it to go faster. I need those screws. 2 seconds faster for a 3-inch screw is a lot when they got 1,000 screws to put in. But usually I don't have 1,000 screws to put in, and this will hold my bit for sure. But if you look at the difference, that one's still a bit longer, right? So this is what I need for the tighter spaces. This is, if I ain't got nothing else, just one I got to take with me, this is the one I take with me. Because it's got the power to do everything. That battery is going to last a little bit longer than these. I'm going to have a lot more torque. And it's got all the pluses. It's got the light. It's got the, I don't have a magnet on it. And the magnet is awesome. The magnet is awesome. That's also why I use this one a lot. Working overhead, you can be hanging sheetrock with this thing. You got screws. You can put 10 or 12 of them on there. Sorry about that. There was a nobody. Wes is a half craftsman. A halfsman. How many drills do I have? I don't know. If we're calling impacts drills 2, I'd say I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I got a hammer drill over there. That would be 7. Yeah. So, yeah, 7. I guess that was easy enough. And we gotta find a place for the rest of the store. I guess that's a decent place for this to be now. I've got that there. This will be the land of forgotten tools. This can sit here. These are fantastic too. These are fantastic. Now, I don't like to be popping on brands. Not really a brand dude like that. But this brand, I've had this brand, and remember I was telling you before, like the real test of a tool is what you buy when that tool finally poops the bed. After that one pooped the bed, I bought this one, and it felt like a completely different tool. I was like, oh, I use this at least 3 times as much as I use the other version, that brand of it, because it's really that much more powerful and that much better a tool. The other one it didn't have the power, and I just couldn't. Like, it had to be perfect conditions, perfect sharp teeth, brand new bit, soft wood, MDF or something to cut through with that thing. But this thing, you put the right blade on that, I cut through anything with this. If I'm in a small place That'll replace the circular saw for a short run. Can you show you the hammer drill, please? Oh, my hammer drill is off. Yeah, I'll show it to you. Yeah, it's a Ryobi as well. I use it mostly, hardly ever as a hammer drill. I generally will use mine as a stirrer. Uh, yeah, I use it to mix mortar. Get off of there. I use it to mix mortar, mix concrete, stuff like that, because that'll burn up any of those over there on that shelf. Anything cordless, you're going to be asking a lot of it to turn mortar and concrete. And that thing, and obviously, I've had that thing probably 15 years. It's probably older than my youngest kid. I won a nice Milwaukee at a Christmas party, but sold it. Probably got good money for it. But if you don't have it on, if you don't have that platform, it's tough to buy a new tool with a different platform than what you have already. It's tough. Oh, not a handyman at all. Hey, it is what it is. But if you gotta be handy, Milwaukee's a good way to go. It'll help you out. Did you just see a Dora pin on the Crocs? Oh no, what you saw was the young strawberry blossom. Let me show you this. Strawberry blossom. Yeah, these are my wife's Crocs. She wore them to a Halloween party. She was that character for the Halloween party, which is the only African American strawberry shortcake. I don't know if you're old enough to remember this. Strawberry shortcake character. She's basically the Franklin of the franchise. Um, and she she only bought them for that, and they're just laying there. And one day I had to go downstairs, and no shame here. I don't have big feet, so I can wear these because they're Crocs and they're made to be various sizes or whatever. So I can wear these. I can't wear her shoes generally. I can wear these, and I put them on to come down here to do something. And I was like, holy crap, these are comfortable. I have been talking cash money trash on Crocs since day one. My son's had a pair of Crocs, and I just walk by them and shake my head. But theirs are like black. I guess they could be considered tough looking Crocs. But these things are just plain old comfortable. I can't even front. I know they got the forever chemicals on them, so I wear socks with them. But I can't front on the comfort of them because I knew I wasn't going to be doing hardcore stuff down here today. Cleaning up, I want to be comfortable. I want my feet to be light. Boots are heavy. They do come in handy. It's crazy because I've never worn flip flops. I don't like those either because you go upstairs and they will kill you. Like they start coming off your foot on some stairs. You either have to just let them go and then come back for them, or you fall down the stairs trying to catch them, and you don't. But they got the little strap on the back. Stay on my feet. They're comfortable. And listen, as you can tell by the reading glasses, uh, I am accelerating in age, so comfort has become a priority over the fashion. Like, and I wear them anywhere. I don't even care. Some Crocs massage your feet as they walk. These feel like they must be that kind because they are dumb comfortable. I love these shoes. And it's embarrassing to say out loud, but it's the facts of the matter. And again, I've been hating on the companies for a long time. And I will say to you, don't wear them without socks, man. They do have the forever chemicals. All of them do. Not not one brand, but all of them do. You say you just let them go or they kill you. I've been there. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You ever go down some stairs with or escalating like at the airport? You trying to go down that thing with some flip flops on? You're gonna kill yourself. I don't do it. Like I don't own a pair of flip flops. My family do. We keep our shoes by the front door. Generally, I might slip my feet in and go run and grab some mail. These have become the truth, Ruth. Sandals, sneakers, or boots. No Crocs or flip flops. Pat, I'll tell you, I've been there too. I'll tell you, prior to these shoes, not prior to this year, this whatever, when October, prior to this October, if you ask me at any point what kind of shoes was I willing to wear, two things I got to be able to do in a pair of shoes: run or fight. I got to be able to either run efficiently in them or fight effectively in them. And this is the one exception that I've just decided is going to be here. I was like, I'm not run. I'm 52. I haven't run for much, and I haven't had to fight much in a long time. So I feel like I might be safe from whatever it is I thought I had to be prepared for. And if it comes down to it, I kick these bad boys off and, bare knuckle with my bare feet if we got to do it. Wake Up says, I got my grandparents started on Crocs. They love them. Wears them while cutting trees. Madman. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. But cutting trees is crazy. Anybody that'll scale a tree and cut it down with a chainsaw is a savage in the best ways, in the most respectful way. I knew a guy, we called him the Canadian lumberjack. He called himself that too, by the way. We weren't just being Americans about it. But this dude was 68 years old. He'd hang a chainsaw off this hip, hang another chainsaw off this hip. As he got higher, he'd lower one of them down like just below his feet, and the other one was up next to him. He'd just scale up that thing, man. He'd drop a tree, man, by himself, like a 68-year-old dude. Man, crazy. I'm not climbing nothing in these Crocs. I'm not climbing a step ladder in these Crocs. But I will walk around my shop in them because they are awesome. I've been up a tree with a chainsaw 65 feet. Mm-mm. I was a roofer by the time I was 18. I was a full, legit roofer by the time I was 20. I was running crews. I did that for probably 5 years. I was unfortunate enough to know a guy and the tree that ended him. And he was attempting to, because he wasn't afraid of ladders, like, because we were roofers. He was like, oh, I'll just cut this tree down in my backyard. It's hanging over the roof. And that thing pinned him into the tree when it cut loose. And, you know, took a couple of firemen and lumberjacks to get him out of that tree. And truthfully, he was gone out of that tree the second he cut that branch. But to recover what was left of him took some help. So I don't try it. The things that are dangerous, I gotta have formal training in. I gotta have somebody who's right there who can tell me exactly what happens if I do this or if I do this. That's how I'm gonna feel safe doing something that I haven't done before that I know is dangerous. And I've never had a lumberjack that I was close enough to teach me how to be safe doing it. So I've never done it. I got one gas chainsaw I've owned my entire life, and I bought it 4 months, maybe 3 months ago. And before that, I got a little plug-in electric chainsaw, which is pretty weak sauce, if I'm being honest. Hey, monkeys, how you doing? I'm good. I'm good, fam. Well, you got them mallets. You ain't got to run. Yeah, lumberjacks are unique characters. Hell yeah, they are. Hell yeah, they are. I've never met one I didn't respect, like in a major way. But wow, Pat, you going up 65 feet with a chainsaw is impressive to me. And for those who can do things safely and know what they're doing, that's the business. I appreciate it. But I am no fool. I don't pretend because I know one thing, I'll be foolproof at another. I gotta learn it for real before I risk my own neck. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Monkeys is our resident young up and comer man. Monkeys is such a supporter of everybody I know's channel. I appreciate that. Oh, now listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, I did. This is a Sawzall as well. The brand is what it is, and I have killed it. But I also killed the that one, that brand too. But it's mostly because I just can't bring myself to throw them away. I can't bring myself to throw this monster away. Like every so often, I like try it. I put a new battery in it, and I say, "Well, let's see if I can bring it back. Let's see if it'll come back." So today's no exception. Let's see if it'll come back. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, Monkey. Yep, I just a so-called kid showing up support when I can. Well, the tops with me, buddy. Me too. Touch the ground till you start chopping. I won't do it now. I don't think I have enough bounce left in me. I tell you, buddy, we get less bounce as we age, don't we? Just hit the ground with a thud. I try my best to keep up with whatever everyone's channel. I appreciate you, man. Look at Craig in the building. All right, let's try it. Oh, you hear it? I swear it's got to be something fixable. I'm gonna spray some WD-40 in this thing. Cause listen, look at the blade. Look at the blade. Oh, you can't see. This is where it's trying to move. That just means something's got to be like locked up in there. And I might be willing to open this thing up. I don't usually fix tools. I don't usually, because I'm a carpenter or I'm a contractor, I usually don't have that kind of time. I usually am like, I'm not going to spend this time taking $100 or $200 tool apart and lose a whole day of work. I'm going to go get that tool. But, well, they got they got the triangle bits in here. Oh, how lame. How lame. But it looks like you can use multiple bits for these. Don't know. What I am gonna do is just just spray some WD-40 all up in it and see if that loosens up something in there. Because I swear that felt like it wanted some action. I'm not one to give up on a tool. Not easily. Yeah, what good is having a concrete floor if you don't take advantage of it? I could just spray this directly on the floor. It'll soak right in and be fine. I think I'm gonna try to spray inside of there and then down inside of there. Is it just me, or it's probably just me? I like the smell of WD-40. I don't know why. I really do, though. I'm gonna just spray WD everywhere that there's an opening. And hopefully the right mechanism will get saturated and wet with the good juice of WD-40, and then it'll revive itself and be the tool it was always meant to be. But I've had this saw for easily 10 years before it did poop out. And it did poop out because I left it outside. I didn't realize it was out there. I left it behind on a job, and it sat out in the rain for a couple of days with a battery in it. I'm lubing up everything. All right, we'll let it sit because I definitely don't have these weird, what is this, some crazy Scandinavian bolts here? Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at that. What the frick is that? What is that? Insane is what it is. Can't tell what that little, what is that? Kind of weird. Joe says, you never know, Wes. You never know. What up, Plywood? Up to no good. WD-40 does do all kinds of wonders, and I can't act like I know slotted torques. Isn't that crazy? Like, I had to get a guy like Pat in here to even tell me what the daggone thing is. Pat, you must have an incredible vocabulary and a great memory. I definitely do not. I lose words. It's a weird thing. I'm worried that like when I get old, that I might, start be one of them little old guys that forgets where he's at. I'll start doing that, boy. Crank up the Chevy till the levee runs dry. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe. Woodland Monkeys is getting out of here. We'll see you later, man. Appreciate you. Boop, boop, boop. Just use a flathead screwdriver. Never. Never. I'm gonna try to not work on this thing if I can help it. Just make some wood brain puzzles. Oh, that would be cool. I don't have a scroll saw though. I don't have a scroll saw, but I like years ago when I did roll my own tobacco products. Hey, plywood up to no good. Yeah. Um, Back when I did roll my own products, there was a little shop, a little Native American store in Little Five Points in Atlanta, Georgia, if you ever go down here. And they make the little boxes, and you have to take one little piece of wood and slide it over to one corner and then move it a certain way, and then the magnet would unlock something, and then you hear a little click, and then you can open the top of the box. And then there was another little trick to open the rest of the box fully. That was cool. I am probably going to try to figure out how to do some stuff like that, though. Mike is making stuff says, stopping by for the like. Just used the file and made the next bit into a triangle bit when I fixed my DeWalt's. Mike says he took a hex and made his own bit. And that is kind of the sort of stuff I would do. I don't know that I don't know that if I can scale down mechanically that well with metal stuff, but I'll try it maybe. That's a great idea, Mike, and it's good to know that it worked. Uh, hey, Booger Mallet, says Pat. Booger Mallet is the name that Mike has given his mallet that he made one day out of spite. I think somebody came through and was popping in his chat, and he had to show him that he was the real deal. And he built a mallet right there on site, which I respect. I respect the willingness to confront thine enemies. I got a bunch of bulbs in here. I also really need to put in my wiring in that bathroom today too. I've got some base wiring done in there, but I don't have the power to it yet. Mostly because these are better. Once the wire's up, you put up the sheetrock and then you connect them so easily that you really don't want to pre-install them. But we'll see. We will see. I probably got enough sheetrock to hang that ceiling today. I might do that today. You'll see me in here fumbling around, cursing. When I have to hang sheetrock ceilings by myself, I can do it. I curse a lot when I do. A Torx or a flathead will do it. Well, DeWalt is crazy for that. I wonder why they did that. Maybe they did it so that like multiple platforms can, I don't know, different countries. I don't know. Hey, what's going on, Miguel? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. As you can see, I am doing mental health business today. I'm straightening out some things in the shop. I'm getting some things done, but I am not building currently in this moment any art. Oh, WD, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you, baby. I love you. I love you. Sorry. But I am organizing and reorganizing my stuff. I should put a battery in this and see if this is going to revive too. It's been a while. This one met the same fate as that one. I am I build a lot of decks. And so I'm rough on a lot of tools. And this one got caught in the back of my truck in the rain and never recovered. So something could be jammed up in there too. You know what I'm saying? Just rusted out and waiting on me to come make it better. So if they're already ruined, WD-40 ain't gonna do nothing bad to them. And WD-40 is solved like probably 30% of my adult problems. Whenever my kids get bad grades in school, WD-40. Me and my wife had some problems, WD-40. Planned obsolescence. Keep you out of it. Force you to go back to them. As long as they're planned obsoleting all of us, I'm good with it. Disassemble, clear and rebuild. Replace the brushes if needed. See, I know nothing about tool building. Like I say, I'm a contractor, right? So stuff break, I throw it off the roof and go get something else. I don't have the time. But now, I've got the time. We got the time. Agent Alexander Usyk, salute, sir. This guy. Did you catch Mr. J. Smith this morning? He was cooking this morning. Cooking this morning. A left to the dome piece, a right to the melon. Listen, if y'all do rock with the boxing, for real, Box Center with Jay Smith is the place to be. He called the fights. I was not gonna pay. I hate to say it like that because I should just say the truth. I ain't got $80 to put on a fight I can watch 15 minutes after it's over on YouTube for free. So I two of my favorite fighters, two of the best fighters in the world actually, were fighting the other day, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, and I couldn't get it. I wasn't going to spend the money, and I watched my guy call the fight on YouTube, and it was like I was there. And because we had so many cool people in the chat, they were talking about it too. I swear to God, I felt like I was there when I saw the fight that same night on YouTube. Like I said, for free. Um, it was just like he called it. I was like, oh man, that was good. Like I felt fulfilled. Totally worth it. Oh, you seen the live commentary? It's pretty good, right? Yo, Dan in the building. What's up, man? How are you? Ah, so yeah. Here's what I've got in here. That's my switch wired up coming from my that's just going to be a wall outlet, the GFI, and that's going to run up, right? And then I have to just tap it. That's running up and actually hitting those lights lines. I'm going to run all this on the same circuit because there's not much of it and it's a singular circuit. So all the bathroom is on this one thing, even that GFI. But if it happens to trip, we just flip it and that'll be that. But I'm going to put 3 recessed lights up here, LEDs, and then that's it, just over the shower. So it's going to be, that's the shower handle right there, the mixing valves, and then I'll have shower head there, and then I got to tile that thing up. I got to finish the waterproofing. Robbie Boy says, hey, you good? I'm super, man. How you doing? Plywood Steve. What up, Steve? Oh my gosh. I read that. I'm glad you corrected that. Nice. Goodness gracious. That other word is a bad word these days. Any recommendations for a good recessed LED lights? Ours went out a year after install. Ooh. Weirdly, I order mine in bulk on Amazon, and I have not had a bad experience yet. I did. Wait. I'll take that back. I did have a client call me about 2 years, right at 2 years after I installed it, that one of them had gone out. Because I use the same ones, I still had some because I keep using the same ones because they've been so good for me. I go get them and I unplug it and plug that one in because it's so good now that you don't have to hardwire them the same if you got the adapter. I lied earlier. I got 10 drills now that I've discovered. I left another one somewhere else in the house. But yeah, all the brands that like the orange store and the blue store are pretty good. Like particularly the ones that you can buy in bulk, the ones that you can buy like 6 packs of and stuff like that, because they're going to keep making those. They're going to make those for years and years to come, and you can just use them. But I haven't had enough failure in a brand to know even a bad brand yet. I guess I've been lucky so far. Just tap the lighting off the feeder side of the GFCI. This is why the circuit trips. You don't lose lights. Ah, look at Pat. People who know stuff. Get you some friends who know stuff. And then you too can know stuff. Appreciate that. Betty says, Wes, I'm off to work on a table. Gotta go to my neighbor's shop to do it, so I'll catch you later. Hope you have a great day. Man, you got an awesome neighbor. Oh, man. That's great, Betty. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. It was great to see you again and again, for sure. Okay, thanks. I was planning on buying more than I need to keep up for spares. Nope, that's a good idea. Like, that's a good idea because if they stop making them or they change, just because after 5 years, like technology with almost anything, stuff gets better, gets different, gets cheaper, whatever. Sometimes it gets worse. But if you got what you had and you had what you got, you can always match them back up. You know what I mean? And the LEDs are so much less expensive than the old style recessed lights with so much less space to take up, so much less effort to put them in and pull them out that it's just a no brainer. Grab an extra or two if you got it. Still fiddling with this thing because I'm going to hate to see this go, but I'm going to be so thrilled for Ben to get it. Um, so my wife and I are watching Ben Winkle turn bowls like we have begun to do regularly as sort of a Saturday morning routine. We make our coffee and we turn it on. I guess where he's at, it's a good time of day to be turning bowls. So he's on the lathe doing all this magical stuff. And we had a deal where he was making a bowl. Uh, I was asking him how much could I purchase a bowl from him for as an art piece because it's amazing. And he said, "Make me a knife." And I said, "Deal." And this is the knife that I made him. And he then, we got to watch him turn the bowl. It was so nice. And then this Saturday, then I made this knife. And then this Saturday, we're watching him turn another bowl. And it's a similar theme because this bowl he calls a sunset bowl that he was making for us. And it's this bowl and it's got these beautiful vivid colors he puts in after he cuts the bowl with the lathe, all one piece, all this intricate detail around the whole thing is so amazing. Several colors, finishing, the burnishing, everything just magnificent. Put a leather rim around the bowl. Exquisite stuff. I swear to God, I feel like I'm ripping them off a little bit. Um, but I did the very best I can with that knife. So in my head, I'm trying to settle with his gift is so much better than me. And so, anyways, Saturday morning we're watching it, and he's making another bowl, and it's a moonlight, midnight moonlight bowl, something similar to that. I might be saying it completely wrong, but it's got complementary colors to the other bowl, and it's got like blues and these sort of if you've ever seen a blood moon, that's it, that color. And wow, it looks so good. And we're there literally watching it together, gasping at how beautiful this thing is. And then he goes, "Hey, I just popped in the chat. I'm like, oh my God, that's nice. That's so nice." And he goes, "Oh, I'm glad you like it because this one is for you. It's a pair." We were like literally clutched our pearls. And oh man, I don't. How crazy is that? Is that somebody was nice enough to gift me wood, nice enough to make something nice enough to trade for something I couldn't make in a million years. So grateful for that. Gratitude is the way people change your life. It will change your life. Just being grateful for what you have around. Stephen Crank, Brooklyn. Oh, shame on you for you stepped through too. Old 30. You know it. DW is super talented, says Pat. For sure he is. Wake up says that sounds like a treasured experience. It absolutely is. And here's the thing. It's like it's my wife's birthday, like last week. So this bowl was. I was doing this for that bowl. I knew she would love it. So I knew she would love this. The work he does. Um, and so it was going to be a birthday gift for her. And then he gave us two. And when I showed it to her last week, she was like, "Oh, that's for me." And I'm like, "That's for you." So I'm like a hero for what he did, and for what Kay McCall gifted for me. So bless both of them. I'm gonna try to make another knife just to feel even Stevens. But anyways, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna take a little lunch breakaroo and get a couple things together, make a few calls, go hug my wife. She's working upstairs, and then I'm gonna hopefully make something. We're gonna check those tools too, see if they work, see if that WD-40 was the magic potion. Gotta go again. Behave, everyone, and hit that like. Yeah, yeah. DJ Real One from the Shy. Nice hat. Yes, this is. Listen, I shouted this out a few times today. The swagginess of the DJ Real One piece. Shush, I'm talking about my homie. DJ Real One, for y'all who don't know, once again, is the dope DJ. Like I said, I can't play music on my channel. I don't even know how I would be able to get away with that. DJ Real One is not only playing dope music, he's mixing it. He's playing stuff from the 90s, the 2000s, the 80s. He's sampling. Dude made a track, made a beat, sampled an old record, dumped it, flipped it, made a beat live, and it was dope. Got a shot. I mean, come on, man. If you don't rock with that, I don't know what you're doing. Joe Mama West and everyone have a great day. You too, Joe. Have a great one, man. Jesse, what's going on? What's going on? Reno with Ramon, what's up, my guy? Yo, we just in here chitter chatting today, man. That's why I ran everybody off a little bit. I ran everybody off a little bit. We're doing kind of a shop tour, and I'm cleaning up the space, trying to get my head right, making sure that you keep your mentals good by keeping your shop good. And while I'm putting things away, it helps me get a good mind about what needs new storage and what new things have become clutter boxes. So I got to figure out how to get the space a little bit more tweaked. But we've been having a good time while we're doing it. The Hip Hop Wood Shop. You're the man, my bro. For sure, for sure. I appreciate that, DJ Real. Have a great lunch, says Fly. Have a great day, says Real One. Yo, I will do both. But I'll be back. And for y'all who want to rock with me and see what I do next, I'll be here for it. I think I'm going to make some knives today. Till then, though, peace. West does it. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. That was great. I appreciate you, Real. I appreciate you, Plywood. Joe Mama came through, hung out with us. Jesse came through, hung out with us. Rob came through. Pat, Wake Up, came through. Steve came through. Dan dropped in for a bit. It's been a good time for everybody. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm sure I did, though. But I do appreciate you. And it's not because my heart don't know you. It's because of my little weak brain that's running out of heart space. But I'm gone, and I'll be back. Peace.